defensive stop and just get a little bit better next drive.
Absolutely. As I said, well within their reach.
I think a little variety on that one would have been a little bit better. 2 screens is never a good thing. I mean, because on defense, especially with me at corner, as soon as I see a screen, that's the first thing I want to defend next time.
Takes a snap, rolls right after a fake handoff, dodges one defensive lineman, comes up to the line, passes just short.
At his feet.
Just at his feet. And, honestly, if he hadn't passed that, he would have had a good stretch. He could have probably gained at least 5 to 8 yards on a run right there before the coverage came back on him. But nonetheless, a clean pass if all he needed was a little bit of a comeback from his receiver there, and he would have had that.
Yeah, I put that one at 50-50 fault-wise because he skipped it way low, but it was catchable, and then the receiver could have broke off his route but didn't. Neither one helped the other, bailed the other out right there.
It's like the Bulldogs out there crashed on the deep side. That should be a penalty.
Like we got a little play action.
Runner rolls off to the right here, sandwiched between 3 defenders and a bat down. Just a little late on the throw, but definitely in a desperate situation there. He had to get it out somewhere. And, better a bat down than an interception.
Just saw Miss Chloe in local chat. Want to give a shout out to Miss Chloe, Panthers owner, Sykes boss. Hi to Miss Chloe.
Now I gotta behave. Thanks.
The safeties for the Cobras are still, in my opinion, they're way too forward. They're getting beat deep, and I think that the Bulldogs are going to punish them for it if they keep doing that.
Absolutely. Sooner or later, that will come back to bite them. He takes a snap, rolls off to the right, dodges the defensive lineman 10 yards back.
He's got a man left.
Puts the pass up to the center, and it's just too short for his receiver to come back for. Probably made that pass under a little too much duress there.
Rhino has running out on his own with that linebacker.
He really has.
He has had to outrun that linebacker all night long because he has been in free every play. It's a great job of him avoiding the sack. That guy's just in.
I agree. Yes, he's cutting it close, but not too close. He's got just that distance that you can barely get away with, and it is difficult to come out of that and try and calculate a good pass, read the field, figure out where you got to throw it, but. He's certainly doing well with at least avoiding it and not losing yards to a sack. Punt is up, down middle field, just out of number 17's hands, rolls back to the end zone for a 20-yard touchback.
Big miss there. He gave away 20 yards.
I think also with these offenses that both have struggles with blocking, especially to the outside, I think I would maybe try, the 2-tight formation, bringing in, even
Power
the 2 halfback formation. Bring in that extra blocker, just meat shield, so to speak. Even if they don't get the block, that linebacker's going to have to move around him. Like they're in the spread.
Psych asking for a raise.
Just saw that.
Bulldogs
Number 47 takes a snap, rolls back 5 yards, rolls right, and puts the pass up to a receiver that just barely outruns it. Just a little bit of a stop there. Could have been a reception. I'm sorry. And definitely a first down, but they are still back where they started for 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
It looked like the receiver just over-adjusted themselves. Because that throw was really catchable, but I think they went a little too far over and tried to come back into it afterwards, and it was just too low of a throw.
Very well could have. It's very easy to overcompensate here by complete accident. You think you're adjusting a little bit to the right, and it turns out, all you needed to do was just stop.
Oh, he's got a lane.
He's got a lane for a 7-yard pickup.
And
3rd
all he
and
needed
3.
was one block there. One block on the edge. And that could have been a game changer.
And hopefully his offensive line sees that. They'll step up their game just a little bit, give him that next time, and see what he can do with it.
Well, like I said, the Cobras are building. This is early in the year. They're going to build some chemistry. They're gonna learn. I hope they go back and they watch this tape and they look. Me, when I watch tape of a game, I watch myself and see what I don't care what anybody else is doing.
Definitely.
I'm watching what I missed.
That is a huge training tool, having all this stuff hosted on Twitch, and especially, shout out to Psych and everybody that does this live streaming. takes a snap, rolls off to the right, and a sack lost for 6 yards. As I was saying, a shout to Syke and everybody that streams this and stores it for later review on the UFL Twitch channel, because that is a huge training tool, especially for developing teams, to go back and look, at what was going on during that play. It's easy to get caught up and get tunnel vision when you're actually playing, but when you can go back and look at it again and see exactly what happened and where, it's very easy to see what you need to fix and how. Good punt off to the left side there, rolling right out to the corner. Wow.
That's a just corner punt right there.
5-yard line.
Good punts of what we've seen all night. It's nothing new, but how would you like to tell us about something new, Durgan?
Something new. That is props, poses, and all sorts. Family, couples, singles, and themed props, and poses, all priced low, but top quality. Something new.
This is not a good place to start off.
No, it is not, but the Bulldogs have made a habit of starting in a unenviable field position here, but managing to pull that out anyway.
And a delay of game. They've made a habit of that delay of game.
That too.
Let's see if they bring in a halfback or a tight end to block some of this pressure that they're feeling.
And snap is off to the left, barely blocked on the defensive line. Oh, loss of 4 yards there on the 1 yard line. Bulldogs are on the ropes.
This could be a big defensive stand by the Bulldogs. By the Cobras. They can get a safety, get the ball back here. This could really go a long way. I would bring the house.
Absolutely. Definitely get some points on the board here as we come up to 1:30 left.
I will say this, too, for the Cobras. This half has been a different half for them. It hasn't showed up on the scoreboard yet, but their offensive drives are going forward, and their defense is actually holding.
And Ryder slips right through the middle, jukes out 2 defenders,
he still
comes up for a 9-yard pickup. Just 5 yards away from the down.
And yeah, I agree, Syke. It's been a completely different half for them. They're getting positive yards, and that's got to be good. Early in the season, a loss is not going to hurt you. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, and I made the schedule, but I believe the Bulldogs and Cobras are a non-conference game.
And this is certainly good for Bulldogs morale. The last game, the situation with the Warriors, you definitely don't want to come in to a game with, that you have to forfeit. Stumble right there, just shy of the down marker. 4-yard pickup. 4th and 1. Almost certainly a situation where you're going to want to go for it. All you got to do is squeeze across 1 yard, and they are. Pistol right formation.
That linebacker's close to offside.
Taking the snap, rolling off right. He is under tight pursuit. Oh, and brought down at the 4-yard line. And that's the turnover. Cobra's in the best field position all night. 4 yards away from the Bulldogs' end zone.
I'm sure they're fixing to call that linebacker.
Oh, I see the flag on the play now. I did not see that.
Yeah, he was cheated up real hard. I believe it's going to be offside. I don't have the kind of record Syke has with calling these penalties, but he looked like he was cheated up awful close to me.
Yeah.
The thing about that linebacker ball is you've got so much stretch on that linebacker ball. You can get right up to that line. But if you're not careful, you will be over and snap the ball. And if this is offsides, that turns a 4th and 1 into a 1st and 10.
Exactly.
There it is, encroachment.
Oh.
Now, in SL football, I know how it is on real life football. In SL football, what's the difference between encroachment and offsides?
Encroachment is really you touched another player.
Okay. Because, see, I knew that's what it was in the NFL and college football. I didn't know how they ruled that in the UFL.
It's about the same here. It's just offsides.
Okay.
But this will give the Bulldogs a first down. Crucial mistake here with the Cobras. While they work that out, I'll tell you about Famished. Famished is a monthly event, opens on the 1st of the month. Each month we provide quality original mesh Designers to help fill your needs for fashion. Home and garden designers. We aim to provide the best of the best for the shoppers of Second Life. Famished. I'm almost waiting for this field goal brought to you by Allstate. People who watch college football get that.
Mm-hmm. Allstate Sugar Bowl, good hands.
Well, that 5-yard penalty has been assessed, and it is an automatic first down for the Bulldogs. Come up to 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. They've got another chance to get this drive on the road again.
And that linebacker is cheating dangerously close to that line once again. I see his foot actually crossing.
Oh, it looks
Snap
like he did.
is off, and
I
to
think
the
he'll
right.
get caught for that. He crossed that line before he snapped the ball, looked like.
Ball is up down the right side, but just shy of the receiver. A safe pass, but not one that could be completed.
That linebacker is getting a little bit antsy.
It really looked like he crossed that line before the ball was snapped on that one.
Cobras are quick back on the defense, eager to bottle this up as best they can.
I'm going to look down the line and watch and see. Looks like he's good for now.
Snap is off. Runner rolls to the left here. Comes up, approaches the line, and he had a lane, but it was just barely cut off. Brought down by Michael Reed with a pickup of 1 yard.
That was just a case of his leading blocker there missing that block totally. If that block would have been there, that would have been a beautiful block.
Wide open for at least 10, 15 yards.
That brings up the start of the fourth quarter. We have the Bulldogs leading the Cobras 21-0 with 1 quarter left. Just want to remind everybody, we stopped serving alcohol at the end of the third quarter. Want everybody to TP home safely. Have a good night.
Look, since this game's running a little bit slower, can we extend that to midway through the fourth?
I second that motion.
Snap rolls straight back. And
got a man.
Forward again, another short pass. Defender wise to it, comes back, kind of goes for an interception there, but didn't quite make it.
My feeling on it is like any real football fan knows that before the third quarter ends, you buy 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then go sit back down with 8 in your hand for the fourth quarter.
Well, I got the flask here. I mean, anybody want to?
It's a flask of chocolate milk, though.
Right, exactly.
Right. There's kids watching, Durgan.
Awesome punt.
And it comes right up, just barely into the end zone. That was a roll of the dice. I watched that as it rolled into that post, and it could have gone either way.
Darn you, gravity.
Let's see if the Cobras can keep that forward momentum that they've had going this half, and see if they can put something on the board here.
Setting up on the 2R shotgun formation, waiting for their second halfback to get into position. And Jasmine comes back, take the left halfback.
I actually believe that may be a blocking thing. Jasmine's a better blocker. Well,
actually, it was handed off to her that time. She just barely made it to the line.
Honestly, that one looked like she didn't even know. It looked like she didn't even know she had the ball because she just ran straight.
It almost did, yes. That may have been the case. It may have been an accidental handoff, or
that's what we call it on the Titans too when we mess up. Oops.
I mean, but it just looked like it was almost like it was supposed to be a play action because the way the line rolled and the QB rolled.
Takes a snap, rolls off, and tries to make it a quick pass again, but it's just left over Jasmine's shoulder. Couldn't quite adjust for it.
Want to give a thank you to our refs tonight, Pit Boss, Arwen, Rasden. This being the second game Pit Boss and Rasden have ref tonight, along with Syke Vin. This is his second game. It takes a community to provide these games to y'all, to all our UFL fans, and just show your appreciation. Be nice to a ref day.
Absolutely. That is definitely stepping up. That's a lot of hours out of a weekend to put in. .47 takes the snap, rolls back a little bit to the right, and immediately sends it forward, but it's intercepted and brought down to the 30-yard line. That interception going to Damon Joles.
I think
While the change of possession, Durgan, would you like to tell us about YPBLAG?
YPBLAG stands for You Play Ball Like a Girl. It's women's sportswear and accessories. Look pretty and play dirty while supporting your favorite teams with You Play Ball Like a Girl jerseys, tops, bottoms, and more. Check them out on Marketplace and keep a lookout for some exciting in-world store news coming up soon. Check out their Marketplace store for all your sportswear needs.
got the 2 halfback system in the back.
And Bulldogs answering in kind there. Yes.
This You Play Like a Girl. The girls in UFL football are awesome.
Halfback pass, wow.
And that was a halfback pass, and he rolled way back for it, and it was just shy of those receivers, just a little over their heads.
That was
and there were
beautiful.
3 of them there. That would have been, if that had been completed, that would have been an easy touchdown.
Almost beautiful.
Back to our You Play Like a Girl. We support all females who want to play UFL football. Some of our best players are female. There's one in particular that has retired that I still have nightmares about. Miss Purdy Panther has retired, but retired with several championship rings. One of the best players to ever play SL football, but a female. Awesome lady. Yeah, Chloe knows why she's laughing. I have nightmares about Purdy, Chloe.
I don't blame you. Takes a snap, rolls back, and hands it off. Rolling left for a pass up the center line. Again, incomplete.
Looks like they did the same thing with the other halfback on that one. Looked like the exact same play.
It's like they're trying to, throw them off a little bit with the presentation, but then ultimately achieve the same thing. But that completion just was not there downfield. The receivers just were not able to get under it in time. And Ray, I do not blame you about Purdy. We had the benefit of having her come out and practice with the Cowboys one night. Certainly a dangerous player. Rolls back, takes the snap straight up the middle once again.
Touchdown.
And this time it's for the touchdown. Reception by number 49, Irish Sky Tower. And they line up for the kick.
When it rains, it pours.
Yeah, Miss Purdy Panther won championships with multiple teams. She won them with the Packers and the Panthers, which have been the Falcons as well, and the Spartans, I believe. So Purdy has multiple championship rings.
And that's a kickoff at 100%. The extra point is good, bringing the Bulldogs to 28-0 against the Cobras. Going back to set up for the next kick.
I think with the Cobras, if I was in their position, I would just have to try something different, just to see what works.
They've certainly, I think they have made that effort. They had a different quarterback going into the second half here, and some results did come from that. I think they definitely need to press on that, and, it wouldn't even hurt, either quarterback that they use. Their passing game can be strong. It just needs minor adjustments. And it's very subtle details that are making the difference between these two teams right now. Kickoff is picked up by number 24, running straight up the middle, brought down at 31 yards.
One of the biggest arguments in SL football has been around for years is wide receivers playing first person and third person.
Yes.
That could be one of the few tweaks. Some play better in third, some play better in first. So, their wide receivers have been there. It seems like they're just missing the passes by inches almost at some time.
I even know some of the catching mouse look, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's first person.
Oh, is it?
Okay. I'm one of them.
I'm sorry, what I refer to as first person.
I use Firestorm.
Catching third.
And there's first, and then there's third, and then there's another one I never use, and then there's mouse look.
I don't think they have a second person mode. I don't think that exists.
It's called side view, I think.
But that's been one of the biggest debates with wide receivers for years. Catch a mouse look or third person.
Takes a snap, rolls off to the left under hot pursuit. More or less has to throw it away there. He had someone right on his tail. If he hadn't gotten rid of that, that may have been a sack. That was very close.
You got to think, though, that when the blocking's not there, you, Durgan, as a quarterback, can relate to this.
Exactly.
You're having to push back even farther. And so the way you've been gauging all week in practice, okay, this is how far I've got to throw it to make a completion. it's completely changed. You know, a 10-yard completion is suddenly now it's got to be a 20-yard completion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do have to keep a tight rein on how far you're willing to roll back on a snap like that. And if you're going back too far, I mean, if someone's coming in that hot and you're going to get sacked, you might end up getting sacked anyway. But not this time. The O-line catches that left OLB. He's got a lane on the left side, comes up hard on the left sideline, and that is going to be a first down. If I'm looking at these lines correctly, blue overlapping yellow, I believe that's going to be converted to a first down.
That should be called a first down. You can look down at the gray line, hitting the first down marker, go all the way to the pin. That should be called a first down, at least on my viewer.
Very solid run there, and the O-line really came up for their quarterback in that situation. That's the kind of play we're going to see from them.
That may be inches. Once I bring the cam in, I believe he is inches short.
It's hard to tell. If you bring the camera in, you see how the lines are actually.
Up on the pin. The gray line has to line up with the pin. The first down chains on the end of the line.
Oh, on the end of the line.
I think you're right.
What you're saying.
Where the first down chains are, that gray line's got to touch that chain, just like NFL. I believe.
I see exactly the shortage you're talking about now. That might well be called short. If not, it's still a strong play. They've still got 2 plays to make this, and all they need to do is step inches over the line. They'd get themselves a first down. So even if it comes up short, I think it's still a very good position for the Cobras.
And he got it.
And there we go.
Yeah. QB sneak.
Take a moment to tell y'all about the Cabana. The Cabana is a friendly club featuring the best in classic rock, top 40, country, romance, laughter, fun, family, great music. The Cabana.
Just shy of 6 minutes on the game clock. Nato lining up for his next play. Takes the snap, rolls back and to the right. O-line blocks for him properly. He goes for the run. Brings it right in to Reiner Red Star. Tackled, but a pickup of 6 yards.
You know, I still think that the O-line...
middle of the field. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, brother. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I think I did.
I think the O-line is still dwelling too hard on clogging that middle and blocking one person. You know, and this is how you can tell the difference between a veteran lineman and an inexperienced lineman is that when you see somebody and you trust that they're going to block somebody and you move on to somebody else.
Yeah, and you know what I tell people, there's still a lot to play for here. The Cobras don't want to be shut out, so they're trying to score. The Bulldogs want the shutout, so they're trying to shut them down. So there's a lot going on right here, right now.
A very risky throw to the middle there. It was just shy of a receiver. I believe it passed right behind, if I'm not mistaken, number 17, Tsunami.
That one was catchable, in my opinion.
It was catchable, but it was also a very clogged mid-right hash. So I think that throw was made under a little bit of duress there. This guy's made some good throws so far. Just kind of maybe needs to take a step back, take a breath, get right back to what he started on at the beginning of the half.
And if it's not there, pull it down and run. He's had some good runs.
Agreed. He has got some great running yards there. Trips left there. That might well draw off enough defenders to make that a reality for him. Takes the snap, rolls straight left, not falling back, losing any yards, and he is across the field. He's across the first down, and he could make. Wow, he is downfield. Wow. He stumbled, but finally brought down at 27 yards.
Hands off to that leading guard getting that block there. That was beautiful.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hands off. Yeah. Or hats off.
That was excellent block work there. Gave him a wide open stretch of field. Bulldogs did not see that run coming down on their coverage side.
Blocking in the fourth quarter has been much improved.
Absolutely has, and they are now within some point gaining range here in the Bulldogs. If all else fails, they're in a position to take a good field goal. But I don't think they're going to have to go for that. If they keep driving forward like this, there's a touchdown in their future.
But they've had several instances in their own red zone where they could have capitalized and made this game a little bit closer. They've really got to turn this around.
Coming down the end of the play clock, barely gets it off, takes the snap, rolls off to the right, and immediate pass, very short pass, and we have a dead ball penalty.
Lineman.
I think that'll be a little bit of a fall. Oh, wow.
No cadence.
No cadence. Thought that was a lineman.
Might have gotten just a little too jittery trying to start that play. It was daring, it was risky, and he might have just had a little case of the nerves there trying to get that cadence off. Not quite held the button down long enough. That could be all we're looking at.
Wide open in the end zone, standing under the goalpost.
That was at least going to be a 5-yard gain for the receiver that he passed it to, and basically had a completion. But it is a redo of the first down. Oh, go ahead, Billy.
What he did there, if you didn't, is that he had his lineman to roll to the left, and he went to the right. It was almost like a fake left, roll right kind of thing. And I think that threw off the entire defense and left a great opening. It's just you got to hike the ball out loud.
Definitely. Got to complete the cadence, then hit the button, then move.
I can't say much. I struggle with that too.
It's a difficult. And he takes the
snap,
rolls up right around several defenders, upfield, along the sideline, and past the first down marker, all the way upfield to the 3-yard line. 4-yard line. That is the 4-yard line. Massive pickup for the Cobras, 24 yards, staring the Bulldogs' end zone in the face. All they need is another run like that.
Yep, great save by Irish Sky Tower there as well. I literally thought he had that, and Irish Sky Tower just stepped up and stopped it, and got them what they need.
And he's just going to punch it in.
Takes the snap, walks it right through the middle.
I think they'll give him that one.
I believe that's going to be a touchdown. It's hard to say. The blue line is kind of not
quite
reaching the way.
Dead ball penalty, guys.
Wait a minute.
False start.
Don't forget they had a safety taken off the board, most likely earlier by a penalty.
Yep, they sure did.
They've shot themselves in the foot a whole lot with penalties.
Yeah, both teams have really struggled with that a little bit, and it is the nature of kind of starting out fresh, trying to get that team chemistry going, and make sure everybody's on the same page as far as the rules go, as far as the expectations of each person at their position.
Right.
But that's something that's going to be corrected by both these teams, I feel. And this game, regardless of the outcome for both of them, it's going to be a great learning experience. They're both going to come away a lot stronger. Ball is back in play for a repeat of the first down, 8 yards away.
4-man line for the Bulldogs. 4-man line for the Bulldogs.
They are looking to contain that run if it happens.
That leaves the edge very, very vulnerable, though.
Takes the snap, rolls off left, and looks for a pass. Makes the pass for 5 yards to Bizarrely.
He made up for that penalty.
Made up for the penalty right there. And we are at 2nd and 4 on the 3-yard line.
I think that with the Cobras, their biggest struggle right now is consistency on offense. They're either just stellar, hot on fire, or it's just not there for some reason in certain plays. Because that was nice.
Yeah, the timing was spot on right there. Sounds like psych maybe.
Clock is running down to 2-minute warning.
Do what now?
I thought I saw your camera get a little jerky there, psych.
Oh, I didn't think I'd even moved it.
May just be me. I click over to the stream every now and then to see how it's going.
No, what I'm regretting is that I didn't relog in between recording. I've noticed after I record anything that textures just don't quite come in.
He's got a wide open
snap,
line.
Goes live. It almost looked like he had a wide open field on the left there, but security resident mirrored him perfectly, met him right there at the line of scrimmage, said, "No way, you're not crossing this line."
One cut inside,
no gain.
And he would have had that.
Mm-hmm.
One
I agree.
I second that motion.
See, this is where I'm ruthless. The Cobra should have snapped the ball while the guy was offside. Take the penalty.
I mean,
Lag is terrible, but you're giving it to me. I'm going to take it.
He's got an open man in the middle. Not anymore.
Oh, we've got another dead ball
penalty. If they would have snapped it while he was on their side of the ball, the penalty would have been the other way.
And it's another no cadence. I think he might need to correct an issue with the keys, using the key up and second light voice there. That will bite you hard if you don't lock it down.
I think either Durgan or Billy once earlier in the game said this is not ballet. If they're giving you a penalty, take it.
That'd be me. Yep, one of my favorite quotes about football.
But I mean, it's the second time where the teams being nice have come back to bite them. It done it to the Bulldogs in the first half. It just done it to the Cobras.
You know, when I have scrimmed with the Cobras in the past, they've always been really good people. But I think that when you know, in scrims, it's one thing, cuddle, love, and be nice, whatever. That's great. But game, you kind of got to be, you know, a little bit, you know, harder. You got to be sorry, you know.
Slit some throats. Takes a snap, rolls off slightly to the right, but throws for an interception on the 3-yard line.
Not what they needed.
Minute 9 right here. All the Bulldogs got to do is run the clock now.
We were afraid earlier the Bulldogs would address to those, you know, sudden snap passes right down the middle of the field, and sure enough, they did. They had a receiver right there, came up with it. And
okay, guys, well, it's that time of the night where we have to pick a player of the game. My vote's going to be for Rhino Red Star.
Yes.
Through the 4 touchdown passes, even avoiding that linebacker in his face. My vote tonight would be for Rhino Red Star.
Absolutely. I would agree with you there. I mean, not even in terms of just performance alone, but in terms of adaptability. You know, from the start of the game, he really changed what he needed to. He read exactly what was going wrong and what needed to adapt to you know, put these Cobras back on their heels, and he did it.
And he just got them out of their goalposts. Really, all they got to do is make one more play, let the clock run down, and they'll have their first win of the year.
The thing I like about Rhino is that his sense of pressure is just spectacular. He doesn't let it get to him. He just airs the ball out, and he makes the safeties who are sleeping in the backfield pay for it.
You know, he didn't seem to get rattled.
Absolutely.
At all, and I thought he would.
Very solid. Very solid.
I'd love to see what he'd do when he gets some time, when that lineman gets some, you know, the lineman gets experience under their belt. It's going to be beautiful.
And likewise, the Cobras, I don't think we're going to see, you know, much of a different reaction from them too. They've got a great opportunity to kind of grow from this experience. Both of them have shown that they've got great capabilities. Once they adapt to working under that kind of pressure, I think, you know, those passes are going to come out, whether they're, you know, short and middle or long like the Bulldogs are throwing. They've got that capability. They've just got to get used to delivering it under this kind of duress. And I think they can do that.
This is the last play of the game. Would y'all like to tell us about Odyssey and Starlets?
Yes, Odyssey Music Live is a venue. It's a venue established originally in 2006. Will continue bringing only the best to UNSL. Watch for weekly events at their Facebook group. I'll be putting that link in local here.
And Billy, would you like to tell us about Starlets?
I sure would. The Shining Starlets Dance Troupe is an energetic, fun dance group that choreographs and performs dance showcases covering multiple genres and dance styles. They create sets of costumes to fit the event theme. Starlets have danced for a variety of events such as Relay for Life, 1 Billion Rising, and Second Life's birthday celebrations. For information on the upcoming Shining Starlets performances, you can visit our Facebook page, and I'll be putting that in local. Our blog is at shiningstarlets.wordpress.com to book the Starlets at your next event, and I'll be putting that link in local.
All right, and that is the end of the game. Final score, Bulldogs 28, Cobras 0. The Bulldogs' first win of the season. And it looks like we've got almost everybody teleporting right off the field as soon as the ending.
Yeah, that's usually a good thing. Don't you know? Good game, TP home. That's the way you do it.
Absolutely.
Good sportsmanship.
Don't overthink it. Don't overtalk it.
Refs. Go home. I'd like to thank Durgan, Billy tonight. Look forward to seeing you two commentate many games this season. Want to give a special thank you to Syke, Rasden, and Pit Boss. Those three worked 2 games tonight. I'm sure there's some other staff such as Kyron, maybe Chloe, Arwen, that also worked the first game. Cheer Ops, Tegan. These doubleheaders are hard. Staff is the most important thing we need. Fans are just equally important. Thank you to everyone who come out. Great weekend of football. Look forward to seeing tomorrow night.
Absolutely. Thanks everybody for coming out, and thanks for the opportunity to come in and commentate for the first time. I enjoyed this a lot.
Yes, thank you.
Gotta love that radio voice. You'll go a long way to here. Commentate.
Thank you.
And Billy's got the great football knowledge. I got a feeling you two can do several games this season.
Hey, looking forward to it. I'd definitely do this again.
Mm-hmm.
Good night to Miss Chloe, since I see her saying good night. I try to be nice to Chloe. Her team has smashed me for years.
All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and say good night then. Everybody said goodbye. We are killing stream in 3, 2, 1. Good night, UFL.